Hey everybody, Chris Beatty's here from Growertalks magazine with my sidekick,
Bill Calkins with Tech on Demand.
And we're here at Benary in Watsonville, California, at what was supposed to be a self-guided, kind of humble, quiet trial because they didn't know what was going to happen with this whole pandemic thing. Well, the state has opened up and so has Benary, and the end result is a big, beautiful sea of annuals and perennials in small pots and in big pots. They've got beverages, they've got staff here. It's just like a regular trial. It's a beautiful thing. And what's most interesting is they said it wound up being maybe better than some of the things they've done in the past where they have so much signage and extra noise, because what we're doing is we're looking at plants in small pots for what a grower would see, and then out there we're seeing plants in big containers like a consumer would see. It's great.
We're covering all bases here.
That's right. Well, the first thing we're going to talk about in new varieties, because that's what you're here for, are marigolds. And Benary has had the Hero series since they acquired all the Bodger genetics way back when. And 2 years ago, they introduced Superhero, an upgrade. And a good example of how good Superhero is this Superhero Spry, which has got to be the best red bicolor on the market. Look at that color. They're just fantastic. And so they've added some colors to the Superhero series, starting with deep yellow, and that's pretty vivid. Don't look directly at it, Bill. You'll blind yourself. This one's a little richer and more subtle. It's gold. And then there's one improvement, deep orange.
That brings the series up to 9.
So that's the Superhero series, some additions. Now, we have to be careful. It's a good thing this is not a self-guided tour, because they would say, Zany Gazania mix is new, and we'd be writing about that, and next thing you know, we'd be wrong, because Zany has been on the market for a while. The reason they're saying this is new is for some technical details.
It is. They've taken a look at their pelleting and coating technology, and they're trying to reduce the chemicals or eliminate the chemicals in that technology, and they're calling this the Be Green concept.
Yeah, that's interesting that you don't think, when we think about chemical use, we think about pesticides, fungicides, growth regulators. We don't think about the chemicals used in the processing of the seed, right, the priming and all those things. Well, Benary is thinking about that, and they've actually changed or reduced the way they use chemicals on those processes, making this plant more green. Yep. And they're using those technologies on a lot of the products they have out here in the field.
Who'd have thought there were microplastics in that technology?
Well, there aren't anymore on these varieties.
Good point.
All right, let's go see what else is new. Hey, Bill, you know what's silent?
The P is silent in Telotus Joey. This is an improvement for 2022. And Joey came out, man, it must have been a little bit more than a decade ago. And it was quite a wild plant. And the new one here has been improved for a much better habit, and actually has some better seed pelleting technology as well, increasing the germs. So it's interesting to look at this plant, which looks so great in a small pot.
You talk about great retail display potential right here. This would be a fantastic end cap. But check out what it does for the home gardener once she's had it planted out. I think this was planted in April. It's now June, so that's 3 months in California, granted. But who doesn't want that? So this is a kind of that, what I said earlier, the great grower message they're getting here in these pots on the bench, and the great end consumer message you're seeing out there. So that is Telotus, the P is silent, Joey improved. Hey, check it out. Our colleague Paul Pallon, who writes our Perennial Pulse newsletter, is getting the scoop on perennials from Benary's Matt Mart. So if you want to know about perennials here at Benary or any other place during cast, check out Paul's Perennial Pulse newsletter at growertalks.com/newsletters. Now, back to our regularly scheduled program, where this guy, whose name I forgot, Bill Calkins, he's going to talk about Verbena Vectura. Take it away, Bill.
So we've got a really nice series here, much compact, low growing, and 2 new colors and 2 improvements on this one. The new colors are violet and blue wing, both very nice colors, and they're going to be accompanied by 3 new improvements. Dark red improved.
In fact, let me stop you right there just to show the habit of this Vectura. Low growing, not wild branching, but very nicely spreading, as you can see with this dark red improved.
And then moving on to the soft pink eye improved. and closing out with white improved.
And if you're wondering, Vectura, why haven't I seen that one before? Is it brand new? Well, it's actually part of the Volmari line that Benary brought in exclusively under their Benary Plus banner. So they've had it, they just haven't necessarily shown it, or they've shown it, but we haven't paid attention because it wasn't brand new. But now they do have, as we said, 2 new colors and 3 improvements in Vectura. Now, I think we're going to look at something that Benary is extremely well known for.
The Nonstops.
They're over there. If Benary is known for anything, it's begonias, although as you can see, they've branched out way beyond begonias, but still, Nonstop begonias are something completely associated with Benary. It's even become like a word like Kleenex or Xerox. You know, you got to put a little R next to it or something like that. But Nonstop gets 2 new colors, which is very exciting. Salmon, and then right next to it is Rose Picotee. And you know, they've been working, I'll let you get into the technical side, Bill. They're working on improving the timing, the bloom window on these.
Yep. It was a longer bloom window than they wanted across the series, and that's what the breeding's been going after, and they've seemed to have solved that challenge with the 2 new ones.
Well, you can see all the way down here. I think Mart told us when he got here 9 years ago, it was about a 14-day bloom window. Now they've brought it down to about 10, so that's nice. So everybody knows Nonstops. We don't have to sell you on the idea. But they've got some more Nonstops way down there. And Bill, I thought I'd use this opportunity to teach you a pack trial trick that I learned years ago. It's bedding plant teleportation.
Oh,
what you got to do is snap your fingers together 3 times and say, Nonstop Joy.
Nonstop Joy.
Does it make you a little nauseous?
That was weird.
I know, but it works. And it saves you like 14 steps from down there. And it brought us right to the Nonstop Joys.
It did.
Which are?
They are more vigorous type, really nice in baskets, and very beautiful.
It gives you joy to have big Nonstops hanging up high. That's a good way to think about it. 3 new colors in these, Bill.
We definitely really like the Rose Picotee, and then red. And then the 3rd new one is this orange.
I don't know. I'm a sucker for a big orange begonia. Spectacular. And so that is, well, gosh, we could have covered 50 different varieties here, but we like to keep it quick and simple. Truly, when it comes to whether they're called summer trials, spring trials, or just good old-fashioned pack trials, you really owe it to yourself to come out here and see them in person. But if you can't, well, we do our best to bring it all to you. Signing off from Benary at the 2021 California Summer Trials, I'm Chris and he's
Bill.
And this is Nonstop Joy Orange.